Hello all, this is Preeti Mulay here from Symbiosis Institute of Technology, and I'm here today to walk you through one of our latest published papers. And the title of the paper is Distributed Incremental Clustering Algorithms, a Bibliometric and World Cloud Review Analysis. This research article is published in Taylor and Francis, one of the prestigious journals called Science and Technology Library, as I'm highlighting here right now. Okay, so this particular paper is, as mentioned, it's a bibliometric analysis paper about distributed incremental clustering concept, and in addition to that, the word cloud analysis is also given in this paper. Okay, so let me walk you through this paper, and before that, we are three authors of this paper: myself, then Rahul Joshi sir, who is also my colleague at Symbiosis Institute of Technology, and Archana Chaudhary is my junior research fellow, and now she's a senior research fellow of PhD. All right, so let's start the video abstract of this particular full-length article. So in this article, research article, in the abstract, the concept of incremental clustering is mentioned. So I'll briefly tell you what exactly the incremental clustering is all about. Uh, this is a concept which dynamically accepts new data. Okay, the influx of new data. In static clustering, what happens is that when on arrival of the new data, the cluster starts forming from the scratch. Okay, for example, there is an input data having 1,000 rows and the clusters are ready. So 1,000 more rows when they are added in the input data set, then the clustering will start from the row number one, and it will execute or implement the new clusters from 1 to 2,000 rows of data. Okay, but this is not the case with incremental clustering. In incremental clustering, the newly added rows will be clustered first and will be appended in the existing or basic clusters which are formed in the first iteration, and thereafter either the new clusters are formed, all right, or the data is appended in the existing cluster. So this is the concept behind incremental clustering, and it is easily feasible to perform incremental learning via incremental clustering. So this is the basic concept which is given in this abstract, and later on we have moved on to how these incremental clustering algorithms can be now made distributed. Yeah, so we have made use of Microsoft Azure as a platform to distribute one of our incremental clustering algorithms. And while working on the distribution of our incremental clustering algorithm called closeness factor based algorithm, we thought of coming up with this bibliometric analysis paper to know how other researchers in the world are working on distributed incremental clustering algorithms as well. Okay, now, as I said in the title, the word cloud analysis is also given as a part of this paper. So let's see why the word cloud and where it is exactly given in the paper. So I'm walking you through the actual published paper, my dear friends. So here are the keywords which we have used while performing the bibliometric analysis. Yeah, and the words which we have used is bibliometric, clustering, DICA, distributed, incremental clustering, incremental learning, and word cloud. Okay, we have made use of two different, primary um, databases of published papers, which is Web of Science and Scopus to begin with for the bibliometric analysis. Yeah, so here is the introduction of various papers which we have, came across while working on this particular paper. As I said, this is our algorithm, closeness factor based algorithm. Okay, it's called CFBA. It's fondly called as CFBA, and this we have published by my PhD guide and me in 2011 and 13, and we went ahead with its specific application in 2015 with one of my MTech student. We moved on and we came up with another application of the same CFBA in 2017-18, and followed with smart meter data analysis in 19 and 20. The the algorithm extensions and enhancements which we worked on till 18 and 19 are chronic disease analysis and diabetes analysis using CFBA. Yeah, but till then that particular CFBA was only incremental clustering algorithm. We have never worked on the distributed incremental clustering algorithm by then, but the moment we have received a grant from Microsoft Azure, so we moved on and we have come up with these many versions of our algorithm CAPA in a distributed format, and we have published papers on the implementation details as well. Okay, in addition to that, we have also proposed IOMT, Internet of Medical Things, and in that platform how CFBA will be useful and will be fit, even that is also published recently. Yeah, while before working on this particular paper, we have also come up with a paper to understand how many researchers have worked on incremental clustering algorithm, and that is also published a paper already in LPP journal. Yeah, so let's move on with so this is how about the introduction section, and these are the research methodologies which we have used in this particular paper, in drafting this particular paper. So the study, bibliometric study, was conducted for the span of 2009 to 2019, which is for last 10 years. Yeah, and a primary focus was to understand how many of researchers have worked on implementation of distributed incremental clustering algorithm and their research work which is published in Web of Science and Scopus databases. Yeah, so these are here the two stages of research procedure is given. Yeah, so in the first stage, as I said, we have explored various journal databases, and then finally we have finalized on specific Scopus and Web of Science databases. Yeah, so let's move on. So we found out only 138 papers which were published till date on distributed incremental clustering algorithm. Yeah, out of which 43% were conference papers and 32% were journal papers only, as it is visible in this particular diagram. Yeah, so here is the diagram which shows how many conference paper, articles, journals were there, and the publication trends from 2009 to 2019 is shown in figure 2, which is in front of you. Yeah, so this is how the number of frequency of publication. Here is the yearly trend of DICA in Scopus, which is given by figure 3. This is the publication trend in figure 2, which is shown by Web of Science publications, my dear friends. Yeah, and in this table 1, the complete 10 keywords detail is shown. Yeah, so which are the keywords which are used, and how many keywords were frequently used, etc. Figure 4 shows the affiliation statistics of DICA, which is retrieved from Web of Science. So affiliation means the top institutes who are working in DICA field. Then affiliation statistics of Scopus is given here. Once again, the top institutes which are engaged in DICA research. These are the top publishing countries who are again in top publishing from Web of Science. Here it is from Scopus. Yeah, authors and affiliation statistics, which is given here in figure 8, which is fetched from Scopus. So leading authors contributing in DICA area. Yeah, so you will see my name and Rahul Joshi sir's name as the first two authors who are contributing in DICA. And this is the DICA statistics from Web of Science given in figure 9, but this is only the affiliations details, wherein you will see definitely our Symbiosis International Deemed University's name as the topmost name in this area. Yeah, so what are the subject areas which are predominantly used? Computer science, definitely yes, followed by telecommunication, followed by biotechnology. These details are given in table 2. These are the funding agencies from Web of Science who have supported the research in DICA. Figure 11 shows the funding agencies of who have given support, financial support to the research in DICA, which is fetched from Scopus. Yeah, so the most cited papers, okay, are given in this table 3. The citation analysis of top 5 DSA publications are given here, and the graphical representation of citation analysis of DSA is given in figure 12. Now here onwards we start with Jiffy's diagram, and Jiffy is an open source software and it facilitates the filtering, navigation, manipulation and clustering of network data. So the network Jiffy diagrams are shown here onwards. They contain nodes and edges of authors, keywords used by them, citations and publications of the author, titles and year. Yeah, so let's see, figure 13 shows the group of source, title and author keywords. So it's a cluster. Yeah, so where exactly the publications are predominantly submitted is given here. Figure 14 shows group of year of publication. So which year fetch maximum number of publications from distributed incremental clustering. This shows the authors and their connectivity. Then figure 16 shows the citation and publication titles group. Figure 17 shows the cluster of authors, keywords and fundings together. And thereafter, we have moved on to word cloud analysis to confirm the keywords which we have used for performing the bibliometric analysis is the same keywords used by the top 5 papers. Okay, so here are 5 different word clouds you will see, and by looking at this word clouds and by looking at the frequency of keywords used by these authors, which is depicted in this word cloud, prove that the keywords which we have used for analysis of bibliometric is correct. The keywords on which we are working on right now is validated by this word cloud analysis. So we would like to definitely conclude here that after the extensive literature survey and the review of papers, it is clear that there is a lot of scope of working in distributed incremental clustering area and the application of distributed incremental clustering in various areas of research, various domains. And as I said, incremental clustering, incremental learning via incremental clustering is also a very interesting field to apply. Yeah, so this is how we have developed, we have worked on this paper, and we definitely would acknowledge the support given by Microsoft Azure platform and Sakar India Foundation for this research. And at the end we have given few references which we have worked on or which we have used to study the details of distributed incremental clustering algorithms. So this is how this particular paper we have come up with, and this is again a combination of bibliometric analysis and word cloud analysis together. Yeah, so thank you so much all viewers, and once again this is me, Dr. Preeti Mule, and if you have any questions, queries to ask, feel free to contact me. This is my contact details, this is my email ID. Thank you so much once again. Bye bye. Take care.